It's Beanie Ball Talk. Hey guys, welcome back to Beanie Ball Talk. We are in the playoffs. We are going to be recapping the wild card weekend. The Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs had the byes, so we will be talking about them for the first time this week. We're going to dive right into our recap. I cannot wait to get started on our recap. The Houston Texans beat the Los Angeles Fraud Chargers 32-12. Justin Herbert, 4 interceptions, 0-2 in the playoffs in year 5. I just got to say, oh my gosh, I'm always right when it comes to Justin Herbert. Pizza Boy Fuck is a fraud. He looked like shit in this game. I don't care what anyone says. He was terrible. There was one pick that went off the hands of his tight end. But other than that, he was terrible. Lad McConkey went nuts. What did he have, 190 receiving yards or something? Lad McConkey is the truth. I like him. He's sick. But, dude, Herbert is the most overrated quarterback in the entire league. I don't want to see him in a preseason top 10 ever again. Rant over.
This game went exactly how I predicted. I'm glad you guys were all on the right side of history and tailed me.
Yeah, I picked the Chargers on the pod last week, but I ended up betting real money on the Texans, and it showed true. Steve convinced me, and I'm glad he did, because at the end of the day, it was always going to be the Texans, because the Chargers suck. They choked.
I just felt really confident this was shaping up exactly like it was last week. The Texans, all jokes aside, but they're used to this first playoff game, the Saturday game, and it was familiar territory. So everything was aligned for them.
Dude, we need to talk about how the boys went down to the old boat and cleaned out the house this weekend. We were probably 75% hit rate on our slips, boys. It was a good day.
Could not miss, dude. It was an all-time day.
We all went home positive. Everybody won.
Every physical ticket I printed out was a winner. That was a good feeling.
Although we got spanked at the blackjack table.
We did.
Argosy did get their money.
Well, I didn't get spanked. I just got a little talking to. You got spanked.
It's okay. Made up
but
for it.
Shout out to Lige. Eli, he committed a robbery.
He took a bag home.
It was a highway robbery.
It was the Illinois heist.
Love it. All right. Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts? So the Chiefs are going to be playing the Texans. That I catch out of the bag. So Texans looked good. Their defense looked really good.
Were you not nervous at all early in the game when the Chargers were up 6-0 and then Stroud was throwing interceptions and they were fumbling the ball?
Rough. CJ looked rough to begin with, and we were a little nervous.
Yeah.
Chargers defense played good. We can't forget Houston's defense did create a lot of turnovers, a lot of points, and some of that can't be on the Chargers. Derwin James is just disgusting. Pretty sure he had a pick and 2 fumble recoveries, but one was called back. But I'm just
yeah, but you know who's more disgusting? Stingley. Was
dude, he's the truth.
Filthy.
All pro.
He is seriously a fucking weapon. And honestly, you're 100% right though. The Texans defense is what won this game. It's not like the Texans offense was blowing people away. They just got really good field position and help from the defense. I think their defense had at least 1 pick six.
Because I think one was called back.
Yeah. So
not only that, all year their D-line has been an absolute force, and then they showed up, in the big game. So,
yep, that's why you go and get Will Anderson right after you draft C.J. Stroud. And Daniil Hunter in the offseason was a great ad. So yeah, their D-line is scary. Any other thoughts on this one before we move on? All right, good. Next one. Not a ton to talk about, but the Ravens beat the Steelers 28-14. It felt a lot more because the Steelers did score late to make this look closer. I guess early in the fourth quarter, the momentum was swinging a little towards the Steelers, but then the Ravens just bled the clock out and it was over. The Steelers could not stop the run, and the Ravens did what they didn't do last postseason. They ran the fuck out of the ball. So Derrick Henry was unbelievable. He had 100 yards in the first half. Cashed that bet. Yeah, this was just the Steelers are a bad team. Ravens took care of business. Although I'll be honest, man, this wasn't like a impressive beatdown like some people were kind of thinking they were going to see, but they overall dominated.
This game to me was pretty boring. The Steelers just didn't even put up a fucking fight at all. TJ Watt, I mean, it's time to talk about it. The dude doesn't show up in big games. He literally all he does is chase numbers. He does not show up in big games. It's glaring. And then Cam Hayward just checking out on. I mean, it was just embarrassing. Like no one wanted to be there. George Pickens is a fucking psycho.
Body
Needs to go
language
to
was
the mental
terrible.
hospital. I mean, just I don't know. Fuck the Steelers. Like
No, that's a great point that I forgot about, Steve. Yeah, like TJ Watt's supposed to be this defensive MVP caliber guy. Like you can't consider a guy a defensive MVP if every year they make playoffs and he is not an impact player. Like the last 2-3 seasons, he has not done shit. The last time he had a good playoff game was against the Chiefs 4 years ago.
I am also proud that the boys on the pod here, I feel like we were a little bit earlier than most people talking about Tomlin and how I think he's a little overrated. And then they lose this game, and all you see all over Twitter is like Mike Tomlin is the most average coach of all time. Like, I think that he had incredible people around him early in his coaching career to get that Super Bowl. But like, being average is job security in the NFL, and I think that's nuts. Like
I,
you're chasing titles, dude, not divisions.
Instead of talking about Mike Tomlin like he's up there with like Harbaugh, Andy Reid, he needs to be talked about like Mike McCarthy or Doug Peterson. He's only won one Super Bowl, and he did inherit a very good roster. But
Did you see,
I,
Kev, that Mike McCarthy, the stats, the
yeah,
side by
yeah,
side to Tomlin today
yeah,
floating
his
around on
winning
Twitter?
record, yeah,
McCarthy has a better playoff record, more tied Super Bowls, tied division titles, and better one better like win, I think, on playoffs. But
yeah.
Mike McCarthy gets shit on.
This has been a great offseason for Mike McCarthy, low key. But the thing about Tomlin is, I don't think like for the longest time we've always said like who are the Steelers going to get that's going to be better. But at the same time, I'm starting to think like the shtick is old, man. He's been there for a long time, and coaches run their course. Like it happens. We just saw it in New England. Like I think we can all agree that Belichick's like still a decent coach, but like guys were sick of the same old shit. Like it wasn't working, and you're getting to that point with Tomlin, and but the Steelers never fire any coaches, so I don't
he's
know, man. Like
also too good to where they never get a good draft pick.
that too. Like I don't know, man. If I were the Steelers, I maybe give them one more year,
Here's the
and if
thing.
you
Here's the thing. If they have a franchise quarterback, everything changes. They need a
true,
quarterback. You have a if you get like a top 5 quarterback, like you put Joe Burrow on the Steelers, they might be one of the most impressive teams in the league. Seriously, like they just need a top quarterback, and it's easier said than done.
but here's the thing,
I'm
Steve.
just telling you what they need.
How come other coaches get fired when they missed bad on Kenny Pickett? And most coaches get fired for that. But Tomlin's still here. They give him another shot with Russell and fucking Fields, and this was a complete failure of a season. So
You
like
know what it is? I got it. The Steelers are like the fucking St. Louis Cardinals. They're happy with just winning a bunch of games. They're not going to compete for a championship because they don't want to spend money, and the fans still show up and cheer and spend money. The ownership's happy. They're the fucking Cardinals.
damn dummy.
Cardinals are gonna make the playoffs next year. Everything. It's a new year.
I'll make a bet with you.
We're gonna be the youngest team in the entire MLB, dude.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
our
what?
fucking hey, let's fire our coach that consistently got us like close to 100 wins, and then let's keep the guy that's ass and hasn't made the fucking playoffs. Fuck the Cardinals.
This ain't a Cardinals
Yeah.
podcast.
Well, I have no problem talking about St. Louis ever. All right, next game. We've got the Bills beating down on the Broncos 31-7. This game started out pretty crazy. The Broncos went up 7-0, and for a second, everybody thought this was going to be a good football game, but Josh Allen had different plans. The Bills rolled like they usually do. Good for the Broncos for making the playoffs, but they did not do shit with it.
We were leaving the casino Saturday, and Eli was stressing about this game. I said, Eli, The Bills are going to clap the Broncos. Do not overthink this. Bet everything Bills. Um, so the Broncos go and score. This is why you never get all excited from one scripted first drive. It's the scripted. I mean, the St. Louis Rams were classic for this. They'd go down, they'd score on the first possession, and then they wouldn't score again. Classic. Remember the Patriots game in London? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you just can't get all hyped from.
Bradford to Givens.
That's
We'd
right.
score on the first drive, and then Greg the Leg would get a couple of kicks. Come on now.
Okay, but then like right after that Rams drive, Gronk fucking spiked and then it acted like the fucking soldier.
Toy soldier. Yeah, I like to forget about those
But
kinds of
point being,
things.
the Broncos are what we thought they were all year. They beat up on a bad schedule and they got in the playoffs. And this just shows that the 7th seed sucks. Like
The 7th seed sucks. It does. But I guess like I don't hate the idea that only one team per conference gets a bye because it does make the later weeks of the season matter a lot more. But the 7 seed is like the trade off. It sucks that like the 7 seed is just dog shit every year. There's only
seed.
been one exception, yeah.
The Packers last year in 5
And it
years.
was because the Cowboys are the Cowboys.
That's true.
So dude, I mean, I still think this was like I don't know how you could be a Broncos fan and be upset with this season though. Like they overachieved. So next year it's about being a legit contender. So we'll see what they do in the offseason, man. They got a lot of young talent. That Mims is like kind of turning into a stud, dude. They've got some good young talent. I'm interested to see what they do. I think they'll finish second in our division next year, personally. All right, next game. Eagles beat the Packers 22-10 in a kind of an ugly game. The Packers just could not get anything going, and the Eagles just did enough to kind of control this game. Saquon is the truth. He could have made this a lot uglier by running it up the score at the end, but he slid to not rub it in the Packers' face. Classy move. I'm sure a lot of gamblers were pissed about it, but he is the difference maker. If you take him off of this Eagles team, I think they're just kind of a mid team, but he really elevates that offense. And the Eagles defense is fucking nasty, man. Their secondary is clicking. They're healthy. And but I do have to mention this was devastating. They lose Nakobe Dean in the middle of the field. That's their second Mike because they've got that stud Bond, but that's a middle linebacker can really crush you. We've seen it with the Lions. When they got Anzalone back, like their defense looks completely different and looks better now. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they adapt to losing a key player in the middle of the field. What do you guys think about this game?
Is Jordan Love good?
No, dude. I saw a tweet as soon as this game was over, and it was like, thank God the Packers finally missed on a quarterback. I was like, damn. I mean, that's a little early, but like he did not look good this season as a whole. Now that the season's over, he had a bad year.
I think he's good. He was on IR to start the year. Never like fully recovered. He showed a lot of flashes of like really good play, but he did struggle in this one. He's still
QB
young, dude.
controversy. Malik Willis was sick when he played, dude.
It
Yeah,
is
I'm
kind of
sure, man.
interesting. It's like LaFleur called a better offense with Malik. That is a serious thing to note. That's kind of weird. Like, I don't know what's going on. Why, like, I was kind of disappointed in the coaching for the Packers in this one. Like, LaFleur kind of dropped the ball here. They just did not look like a good team.
But
And
also Philly's also really fucking good, so I don't want to like.
Yeah.
I think Packers will be good like always, and Eagles are really good. They've been good all year. This was just a tough playoff game.
I don't know. I'm not buying stock in Jordan Love right now. I personally am not. All right. Next game. The Commanders, they beat the Bucks 23-20 in the thriller. Probably the best game of the week. Baker had some mistakes. They had a fumble. They had some costly turnovers. This was rough to watch if you're a Baker fan, but it wasn't like he lost the game completely. They tied up the game with like 4.5 minutes left, and the Bucks defense kind of just let Jaden walk right down the field, get into field goal range. And this was just Jaden Daniels, man. He really is special, and I think we'll get to the next week, but like I think Jaden Daniels, like by the end of this season, could be thought of as like a top like 5 guy because he really is. He's got similar skills to Lamar, and in my opinion, I think he has a better arm. I think as this kid develops more in the NFL, like watch out, man. The Commies got the best quarterback in this draft.
This game lived up to the hype. We all thought this was going to be the best one, and it was awesome. This game was so sick. Yeah, dude, commies are sick. They could play spoiler. The defense is clicking. They're doing better. Heartbreaking for the Bucks. This was like a win-win, lose-lose for me because I really rooted for both teams all year, and Baker's a dog. I mean, everybody respects Baker now, and he's a franchise quarterback without question. Like he followed up, had his best season ever, and I'm just jacked up for him. Aside from,
Coaching
did,
coaching lost Tampa this game. Baker
yep,
Mayfield had 4,500 yards and 41 touchdowns this year, and they threw the ball 18 times. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean
Coaching
well,
lost
it's
that game, dude.
Bucky Irving is sick, but yeah, that's a crazy stat. But you know
So
what?
yeah,
Todd Bowles is a bad coach,
yeah,
man.
he's
Holy
bad.
shit.
yeah, he
His
is.
interview at halftime was embarrassing, man.
If
Did
I
you
was a
guys see it?
Buccaneers fan, I would be fucking pissed with that
He
loss.
was like, "Well, when he runs to his left, we can't contain him. Well, when he runs his right, our left, we can't contain him." It's like, "Holy fuck, dude. You're a professional head coach of the NFL. The fuck?" But yeah, I don't know, man. I I don't know the because like they're not going to fire him. They are going to have a bad season next year, and they're going to blame the quarterback in Baker. But it's not going to be his fault. It's going to be the terrible coaching. I think the Bucks will not make playoffs next year probably, unless that division's still dog shit.
It'll be the year of Penix, you know that.
Okay. No,
I'm a
hey,
big Penix
I
guy.
like Bryce Young better than Penix. I'll tell you that right now.
Phoenix.
Okay.
All right, the next game the Rams won. All right, moving on to next week.
No, we gotta talk about this one, man.
This
Vikings
one
lose to the
lost us our
Rams
money line parlay.
27-9. The Vikes were so bad in this game, and I got to be honest. Sam Darnold was terrible. He deserves to lose out on a ton of money because of his performance these last 2 weeks. But man, their offensive line was pathetic to watch. The Rams are young, and they came to play. I'll give them that, but they're young, and their D line is. I mean, they got Jared Verse, or he's sick, like he's a good rookie, and Braden Fisk is a good rookie, but they should not have torn apart that offense line the way they did. I watched this game, and every time I was watching the offensive line, they were getting shredded. It was insane. I have never seen a collapse like this. Like the Vikings won 14 games, and all of a sudden in the last 2 weeks they forgot to play how to play football. You have Justin Jefferson. Manufacture touches to that motherfucker. Run a fucking screen if you have to. It was insane how they were just not getting the ball out. I like Kevin O'Connell, but bad coaching job in this game. Like McVay absolutely dog walked him.
Well,
Props to the Rams. Stafford looked good.
they had 4 losses this year, and 2 were to the Lions, 2 were to the Rams. That's crazy.
That is a weird
Yeah, that is weird.
season. What a strange season to have. But honestly, I saw some people like the silver lining in this was like, you saw it, dude. Like maybe Darnold's not the guy. You better not fucking get rid of JJ McCarthy. You need to see what he has before you just go dump him off, trade him away like he's nothing. Like
The solution is simple. Just franchise tag Darnold and let it be a competition in camp. Ease JJ in once he's fully healthy.
I
Boom.
agree 100%, Steve. I agree. But like, can Darnold refuse a franchise tag? I guess he could hold out. But if he does that, you lose the locker room, and then JJ's gonna. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting what they do. All right, time for our preview of the divisional round, the famous divisional round, famous for the 13-second game. All right, we start on Saturday at 3:30 with no one other than the Houston Texans going to Arrowhead to play our Chiefs. What's the spread here, Steve?
Kansas City minus 8.5, over under 41.5.
That's a pretty big spread, but the homer in me thinks we cover. I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover, but a lot of people are playing the whole rest versus rush shit. I think the Chiefs will come out fast. I think Andy Reid has been waiting, and he's going to be jumping at the bit. He's going to have a game plan that no one sees coming. My advice to our gambling listeners, this is not advice. This is just what I will be doing. Take every D-Hop prop. Receptions, yards, anytime touchdown. He's playing his former team in the playoffs. We're about to see playoff D-Hop. Get ready for it.
You think Stingley's going to be on him, though?
I was gonna say up against Stingley 1-on-1.
You think Stingley's going to be shadowing him? Because if they do that, they're idiots. Hollywood will eat all fucking day.
Okay, but you just told everyone to place money on DeAndre Hopkins and then just
You
say how
guys really
great it'll
think
be for
Stingley's going to be his shadow? You guys think that Stingley is going to be D-Hop's shadow?
You think he's
Kev?
going
Juice
Dude, no, I'm
swirl.
Why
being serious.
wouldn't
If
he?
you think that, you're fucking retarded.
You think he's gonna be a Hollywood shadow?
No, I
Juice
think he's going
swirl.
to play one half of the field.
I don't know.
What? I still see your shadows in my room.
Rest in peace, King.
Fuck you, dude.
to – I disagree. I think Houston's going to start hot, just like they did last time they played the Chiefs in the playoffs at Arrowhead, and then the Chiefs will come back and clap that ass. Kelsey was going to have another hat trick.
I could see Kelsey. I think we're going to see vintage Kelsey all playoffs.
Steve,
So
what was the over/under in this game?
41.5. Chiefs scored 51 last time.
It's for sure.
Yeah,
It's
Steven,
for
that
sure
was
going to
that
go
was when
over,
we
and
had
the Chiefs
Eric
are going to cover.
Bieniemy and Tyreek fucking Hill. That was a completely different team.
We have
All
X
right.
now.
Anyways, I'm going with the over because that is a low number.
It is. I
Chiefs
hope.
always play us tight, the Texans always play the Chiefs tight, I feel like, but the over is going to hit.
I'm parlaying the over and the Chiefs.
Damn, that's confidence in the Chiefs putting up numbies. Love
We've
it.
been waiting for the playoffs all year. It's time.
Yeah, playoff Pat, man. Anyone that doubts.
Playoff Kels.
Yeah, I mean.
Also, take Pat's rushing yards. I don't care what they
Yep.
are. I'm on the Chiefs spread.
Was that?
8.5.
No, it's not a sweep. Yeah, because you guys took overs. Okay, next
Zach
game.
can parlay
Well,
with me, and then it'll be a sweep.
All right. Next game. The Commies are going to the number 1 seed Lions Saturday night, 7 p.m. primetime game. What's the spread here, Steve?
Lions minus 8.5. Over under 55.5.
I really like the Commies to cover. I think that they're like, dude, Jaden Daniels shows up late in games and shit. I don't think what? Why are you guys fucking laughing?
This is going to be an ass beating. An
I might have
absolute
all right.
ass beating.
I might have a whale play.
Yeah, me
On
too.
the
I'm thinking
Lions.
about it, dude. This is going to be an embarrassing game.
Yeah,
No, the whale
the
play. The
Cinderella
whale play should be on
story
the over. I think there's gonna be a fuck ton of points.
So does
Should our
Vegas.
listeners also bet the Commanders to cover, Kev? Because that's another stupid pick.
No, I
The
just, dude,
Lions are
I
gonna
believe in
clap that.
Jaden. I believe in Jaden. Sue
Yeah.
me.
All right, so are we all on the Lions except for Kev?
Yeah.
All right, next game. We've got the Rams taking on the Eagles. This kicks off Sunday at 2 p.m. I hate that.
Yeah, the
but
times are ridiculous.
But this one's in Philly. What's the spread here, Steve?
Philly minus 6.5. Over under 44.5.
If Philadelphia loses, find that man that was harassing that Packers fan, hang him from the stadium rafters. It's all his fault.
They found him.
I know, and I'm saying find him and hang him from the rafters because it's his fault if they lose this game. Philly scumbags. They don't deserve to ever be happy and win. They don't. Fuck them, dude. I hate that they're playing the Rams. If it was anyone else, I'd be rooting against them. But they better not fucking choke this away. What was the spread, Steve?
6.5.
What are you guys taking? Fucking
Philly.
everyone's going chalk, Eagles.
No, I'm gonna take the Rams to cover.
I think it's going to be low scoring, but I'm going to take the Rams.
I already said the Eagles.
Yeah, Zach, I'm taking Eagles, man. I don't want to. If the Rams fucking win this game, I'll be in misery. All right, next game. The Ravens are taking on the Bills. Game of the week, Sunday night, primetime, 5:30 though. Like,
Ew.
what a ridiculous time. 5:30. It's in Buffalo. The weather is looking very, very chilly, so expect a lot of running game. What is the spread, Steve?
Baltimore -1.5. Over under 51.5.
Yeah, dude, give me the Bills. I think this is Josh Allen taking over. I think they want the Chiefs. They want to go to Arrowhead. They want it more. I think the Ravens are a better roster, but I think this is Josh Allen's MVP moment. As a Chiefs fan, I would prefer to play the Ravens, but I do think the Bills just get this done.
I trust Josh over Lamar. So, and at home,
Yeah, the home field really, really helps the Bills here.
Kev, I agree with every single thing you just said, man. Josh Allen is on a mission this year. They're going to
Yeah,
get this one done.
Guess I'm lone wolfing it because the Ravens started the season in Arrowhead and their season's going to end in Arrowhead next week.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Guys, that does it
It's
for
King
our
Henry. I just had
preview.
to throw that out there. It's King Henry in
Yeah,
a run game. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's not
I
that
think
crazy.
I think Harbaugh is going to go overkill because of what happened against the Chiefs last year in their last like really big game. Because let's be honest, that Steelers game wasn't a big game. They had that under control. But I think because they got so much shit for not running the ball against the Chiefs, they are going to pound the fuck out of the rock in this game. And that is going to, like, can Buffalo stop them? And I don't know if they can stop him, but I think Josh Allen, if he gets the ball last, will make it happen. I really hope this lives up to the hype. I hope it's not a
Yeah,
one-sided
this is
game
going to be a
either
sick
way.
game.
I
Gonna be a
hope both
sick game.
teams beat the fuck out of each other. And then limp to Arrowhead. All right, yeah, that does it for our preview for the divisional round, boys. Yeah, dude, we got a new president coming in office on Monday. Life's looking good right now. We just need the Chiefs to take care of business. We want to see the Arrowhead Invitational per usual, and everything will feel all right. You guys got any closing statements? Any bold predictions? Are we doing any picks? Any
Chiefs
picks?
are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
It's
I
not a bold
mean,
prediction, though.
I think I don't know if the last two seasons. No, because the Chiefs were not the one seed, so it wasn't chalk. But I was gonna say the one seed in the NFC the last two seasons has made the Super Bowl. So I think it's gonna be Chiefs Lions. I think it's gonna be
Okay.
chalk. I think it's gonna be 1v1.
Two
And
best teams all year. I
yeah,
like
and
it.
with the way the season went, that's what America deserves. So we'll see. We'll see. There could be a shocker. What if Jaden Daniels tells Jared Goff to hold his dick? Who knows?
dude, if it's the Rams versus the Commies in the NFC Championship game, I'm gonna be stressed to the max.
Dude, if we get the Rams in the Super Bowl, I'll pre-order all of our Super Bowl merch.
I'll put a
It,
mortgage on the Chiefs to win
you
that
guys,
game.
but if the Rams beat them, like, yeah,
I'd
It,
burn LA. Just kidding. Bad
no,
week to say that.
no. It would be the most stressful game of my life, and I would probably have to retire from football if the Rams won.
Dude, they can't win. That would just kill me.
Dude,
Then they'd have more
fuck the Rams.
championships than St. Louis.
The Eagles need to take care of fucking business, okay? How about that? Yeah, I don't know, man. I think this ends up being just chalk, really.
You just love
So,
saying talk.
No,
chalk.
dude, you've said it like 12 times.
Well, the college football playoff was anything but chalk. So, all right. Anything else, guys?
Go Notre Dame.
Short pod. Yeah, fuck
Yep.
Ohio State. God bless the USA. God bless Trump. And that's being the ball talk.